Cole, obviously a lot of different fundamentals, I guess, with this scheme offensively for you guys. Last year you're on your heels a lot, kind of pass blocking. How would you describe maybe what you guys are being asked to do this year on the offensive line?
Well, I would say up front, it's a lot more ideal for us, I would say. It's not always ideal to be on your heels pass blocking 70 times a game. So it's good to be able to switch it up and get into the run game, be able to balance it out a little bit. And we're really looking forward to it up front.
Is run blocking for a lineman kind of like riding a bike? Once you know how to do it, you can always just go back to it even after 3 years of being in the air raid?
Absolutely. It's muscle memory. And, we've obviously got away from that the past few years. But, we were running it, but not as much, But, being with Coach Friend and learning all the techniques he's teaching us and all the fundamentals and getting back into the, individual drills every day, it's really just we're coming back into our own with it. So it's been really good for us.
What have you kind of seen specifically in practice that kind of makes you confident that, Zach Arnett will be ready to go in this transition?
I think, just the way he carries himself as a man, as a coach, he's a very well-spoken individual, and he's very personal with all the players, He's a man's man. He's a player's coach, He's very understanding, And, I don't know anybody that wouldn't want to go out there and play for Coach Arnett.
You guys on the offensive line have a lot of experience, but a lot of you guys are moving to different spots. I know Nick's kicking inside. You're moving from guard to center. I know Steven's swapping sides. Just how have you seen those guys kind of transition, and how have you transitioned, just kind of moving positions? Do you still have that, continuity that you guys had last year?
Absolutely. I think I think it can be a little different at times for guys switching positions, but on the interior, a lot of the techniques and things are pretty similar, and I think the guys that we have up front, they're doing a very well job of transitioning, and they're not getting lost in the translation of things, up front. So I think a lot of guys are taking that in a great way.
Coach Barbe was saying last week that, it feels like Will can kind of just finish his sentence at this point with some of the play calls. How much easier does that make it for you guys as offense when the quarterback and the coordinator have, that type of chemistry?
When they have that, when they have that confidence in the play calling and the communication between the two of them, it can only give us more confidence in ourselves up front. Knowing what to do, knowing the alignments, the declarations of the mics, where the play is going. It's really helpful for us up front having them two, telling us how we need to run things and things of that nature.
Cole, you played several games at center in your first year here, 2020, and with Will, and now you're back at center after playing pretty well at guard as well. Do you feel like you've come full circle now that you're starting this season back at your natural position?
I think so, in a sense. It's a great position to be in, being able to play center. It is a lot on your plate, a little bit more than at guard, but I think that if you can handle that transition, you can handle the fire. You come out on the other end, and it makes sense, like you're saying. It comes full circle. So very grateful to be in this position.
They say a team takes on the personality of its coach, and over the last 3 years, defense has really kind of played with an edge, and that's one of the things with now Arnett over the whole unit. Do you feel like the offense maybe has a little bit more of an edge, now? Nothing against anybody else, obviously, but do you feel like that maybe there's more of a chip on the shoulder of this offense?
I think there definitely is more of a chip on our shoulder, especially now that we're going to be a more balanced unit, running the ball, switching the schemes up, having, more heavy sets with tight ends and things of that nature. I think we're going to be a lot more physical, a lot more downhill, and I think that brings a lot more of an attitude to the offense and the football team in general.
Cool. I know Coach Arnett has been around as defensive coordinator, but y'all had some experience, albeit one game in the bowl game with him being a head coach. Does that help y'all all coming in this year that y'all have gone through a game with him at the top?
Absolutely. It gives us some familiarity. We know what we're getting in Coach Arnett, which is a great coach and a great man, as I've said. And, it all gives us confidence knowing that he's going to be leading the way. Appreciate y'all.